Hello everyone and welcome back to the DreamHack Open Valencia as powered by FACEIT. I'm your host Richard Lewis. These are the analysts and they've been enjoying an incredible semi-final so far where the second map, DE Train, has gone to TSM, meaning we are going to have a decider on Dust 2. Just a few thoughts about what we saw on Train. A little bit strange to see NaVi, who seemed to hit the ground running in the first map, Mirage, looking really good, and then they were really subdued. Yeah,
it was almost like night and day there. TSM got the CT star, which I said, if they got the pistol and the CT star, that's when they can get some momentum and get some stage confidence. I think that was what it was. Like the first map, they really weren't hitting any shots, and it looked like they were struggling to kind of formulate an idea of how to attack NaVi. As soon as they got rolling, it was just really solid play. Like they shut down the outside rush really easily, and they weren't falling for any of the fakes as well. It was really solid, and yeah, it's going to make the third map very interesting.
And you made this point, Bjorn, about shutting down that A rush, and would TSM be able to do it? Is it an anti-strat? What do you think of TSM's approach to Train there?
I mean, in the beginning, it looked kind of shaky. I think they won the pistol, lost the force buy. Yeah. I think the key was when dupreeh killed all the players. He lost that round, he didn't make the defuse, and then they made a force by the next round with 2 scouts. Yeah. And after that, they just gained all the momentum. They forced NaVi to 1 or 2 ecos, and that combined with a clear anti-strat to NaVi's yard rush just made them win 11 rounds. And after you get the T-pistol, when you have 11 rounds, the game is over.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought up dupreeh. We can show you the round that you were talking about. He had a hugely important moment where he, on an eco, managed to kill 4 people. Yeah. And even though they didn't win the round, you're absolutely right, what it did to the economy was so hugely important. So we're going to bring you that clip in just a second. But Dan, just tell us about dupreeh and his performance overall on that map.
Yeah, I mean, just the thing is, putting pressure on NaVi like that and never letting them get into their comfort zone, as we can see here, like this is just ridiculous that this can happen, and this can happen with any player on TSM as well. It's just dupreeh that it happened to this time. We saw some really, really good stuff from cajunb as well, but this is just phenomenal. And he almost got the defuse as well. He almost actually fully clutched this with no Kevlar and a 5-7. So
the last kill there was really weird as well. Like, why is this jump that comes in? Like, what's that reaction? Like, okay, I've seen one, better jump. Why not? Yeah, it's really weird.
I think someone shocked him.
Yeah, right? It's just, and then
one of his teammates, something like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it was such a close defuse. Like, it would have been such an amazing moment and gone down in history had he have pulled that one off. Yeah. Like, you still can't take anything away from it. Amazing to take so much economy, but it was a bit of an anticlimax. The defuse was so close, it didn't happen.
So so there's quite a lot of that actually happened in this match, which was really interesting, where NaVi got thrown off of their game. Again, so I talked about this before. One way you can try to counter strat, which is what TSM actually did, was to push 2 guys close in yard. So you push one pop dog, which was Device, I think, and you push, I think it was karrigan, who's up close on main, because you need 2 people out there so they can cover for each other. But the thing that's really difficult about it is that you're probably going to be against like 2-3 players, like 1 versus 2 versus 3, and that's should be a guarantee. If NaVi are going to do their execute, you can get pot flashed out, but they managed to efficiently handle that. So the few times NaVi tried it, they're like, actually, this seems a little bit too hard. So then they were like, okay, maybe we can push some guys alley, because then you can punish the fact that they're playing people really, really deep on yard. And you get alley, and then you get maybe like a 2 or 3 versus 1, but that still wasn't going according to plan. So NaVi couldn't find a solution. Then they were going B, but then TSM knew exactly how to play B. They played the delay game. So instead of having a very pressure, like a lot of pressure like Reedtz Pro with Taz, they played very far back. And the key thing with the B bomb site is that you just have to, you can let the bomb go down as the TCTs. It's completely fine. Just don't let them take connector. Just buy time, play for engagements and delay. Don't play to die, basically. And TSM played that perfectly. They even had a spot where they were 2 to a site. NaVi got the opening kill, and NaVi was still a bit too afraid to go yard. So they went B, thinking, we can go B. But they had a scout on the upper area, and it's like the perfect way to delay them. And then TSM were able, with a bad economy at that point, able to win that round, and then they started to steamroll NaVi. So NaVi couldn't find a solution. TSM were ahead of the game the whole time. It was really, really amazing stuff from TSM.
Now, interesting observation that I made is we were coming over to come back to the desk. karrigan had his troops kind of around him, just in a quiet corner. He had a MacBook out, pages and pages and pages of just notes and things to say, and he was just reading them the riot act. Now, I've seen one other in-game leader do that to that sort of degree, and that was Existence, how he used to run Very Games and Titan. So they've obviously got something up their sleeve for this deciding map does too, which is interesting because this is a map that they're very accomplished on. They're very good. It's very open. I'm not sure what you can do tactically. I don't think you can reinvent the wheel on Dust 2. So that suggests to me they've maybe anti-stratted NaVi particularly on this map.
That's all you can really do. Like the CD setup's kind of standard, but you need to know how they approach the first gun round, etc., where they're likely to boost their AWPer, how you can counter that. That's normally quite key. We know Guardian's the linchpin for NaVi, so if they can work out what positions he favors and what angles he likes to face, that can be really crucial. Like you could have screenshots of showing them how we can lock down that Guardian. He's going to be so scary on this map. Like I've always said that Dust 2 is the kind of map you can just go absolutely ham on. There's no real set strategies needed. You just need one person playing reasonably well, hitting his shots, and that can lock them down. So CT as well. Like Guardian is one of the best hybrid AWPers in the world. So he can hold angles, and he doesn't do any of the flashy stuff. He doesn't push through smokes or like go for the 180 no scopes. He just holds good angles, smart CS, and he makes every shot count, and that's why he's so formidable.
Ioann.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think TSM is one of the better teams at playing the mind games on Dust 2. As you said, it's a really figured out map.
Yeah.
In that way, in some sense, you just want to play in illogical way, because then you will catch your opponents off guard. And I have a perfect example of this by TSM. Usually you want to ST, you play the default round, right? You take short, you take a small peek in mid. If you don't see anyone, usually your answer is, okay, we're going to go for a B split because they're doing a defensive A setup, which means that they're going to have long rotation time. And what we've seen in the past from TSM is that they actually just stack 3 players on B deep, because they know if we're going to give our opponents this information, they're probably going to go for the B split, even though it would be an automatic loss if they went for the A sides.
Yeah. So I got to ask then, guys, because we are ready to get into this deciding map of the first semi-final. Have you seen anything that makes you want to change your predictions? I was going 2-1 NaVi. I think they're still going to take this too. I think it's going to be incredibly close. Anyone else?
I actually think that unless NaVi actually have a faster pace to their TE rounds, I feel like TSM's economic management is so strong and they're hot again now that I feel that this will go TSM's way. But I feel like if NaVi can start on the CT side and actually get a good economy, I still feel it's close. I still feel NaVi can win, but I'm going to edge here for TSM. I think 60-40 for me for TSM.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to be so close. If a team wins both pistols, I think they're going to win. If it's 1-1 in the pistol rounds, it's just completely 50-50.
Yeah, and 2 great pistol teams as well.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's such a 50-50 situation. One of the unsung heroes here has been cajunb. He's been so amazing with the scout. He keeps getting them back into rounds time and time again. So that's the thing. If they can, even if they lose the pistol, you can kind of rely on him to get it back into it. So I'm going to say still go 2-1 in favour of TSM, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to overtime. It's so hard to call. Okay,
guys, thanks a lot for your thoughts. But without any further ado, let's get to this deciding map of the first semi-final here from DreamHack Valencia, powered by FACEIT. We're going back to our casters, Andersen and Fiflaren. Take it away, boys.
All right, thank you very much, Richard. So now they've gone ahead and given their predictions. I'm going to get you guys real quick before we get into this map. So Anders,
you want to go first?
You want to throw yourself under
I
this?
I
always want to throw
this.
Anders under the bus because back in the day, he's always the one who used to ask the question and then he'd like hedge his bet. He'd be like, oh, okay, this is the way you guys are going. Well, then I'm going to say this. So Anders, you go first, man. What's the prediction?
I'll do whatever Fiflaren wants. I'll jump. No, I'm going to go with TSM. I'm Danish after all, and you know, that's the only logic reasoning. There's nothing else here. But actually, I mean, NaVi for a while has been banning out Dust 2, and it was always a bit of a mystery to me why they kept doing that, because I always thought they were quite strong on the map, so I'm guessing it was a confidence issue. They've actually recently, and I mean like very recently, started playing it a little bit more again. So I still feel like maybe TSM are going to be just a little bit more confident on this map. They did also come off of winning Train quite a lot. So they have like the most recent victory, whereas Mirage is maybe a little bit more in the distant past. So yeah, a bit of momentum, maybe a bit more confidence. I think TSM are just going to edge it out.
Well, I'm also going to say TSM, but my reason is very simple. I just don't want Richard Lewis to be correct. Because he doesn't even watch Counter-Strike, and he's just gambling, and he's never going to stop talking about it if he actually managed to get it correct.
Well, there's that bus. That bus just went right by again. So, yeah, I'm going to go with
Don't stop, just keep going. What else? Tell us more about Richard.
Do we really want to continue? No, dude.
Come on.
No, I'm putting a halt to it. Putting a stop to this. I'm going to say that TSM are going to take it as well. Just because when TSM came through, I said that they would take the whole tournament if it came down to this kind of layout in the semis. Don't think Fnatic or Cloud9 can stop them either. But let's go. Let's see. Dust 2.
I do believe that. Okay, I'm going to say this though. I do not think that this game will be one-sided. the way that Mirage and Dusty was.
30 rounds, baby, 30 rounds. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the last map of this best of 3. First semifinal here at DreamHack Valencia, and it is going to be TSM starting on that CT side. But Guardian will find the first kill. cajun already gone, and Anders is like holding his hands up in the air like, what is going on already?
Yeah, they were pushing middle with 2 people. Edward going to be able to take down karrigan, then that's a big kill. But dupreeh will take 1 back, but they need more right here, and Guardian is going to stop it as Device will be falling, and it's a headshot on dupreeh as well. Xyp9x, last man standing. Great round for NaVi. Playing it very defensively. flamie taking out the last player there, and because they were playing so defensive at top mid, it ended up being essentially TSM just feeding themselves to the NaVi players.
Yeah, TSM going very aggressive, not paying out for them at all, and Guardian with 3 massive kills. Overall, I think this is what NaVi needed as well, coming in from that massive loss on train. Starting off on piss round. It's looking good.
Yeah, no, looking good is the right word, man. And again, TSM not going for Kevlar helmet. They actually hold off. I think this is definitely a tell. Big ops, big money, that's what they want in the 4th round. Because right now, this is going to be nothing but cleanup for NaVi, and we already see them starting strong. Edward and Zeus getting both kills over at long. That actually sets up karrigan here for a bit of a pop flash. Always like this one as well if he gets the timing right, but NaVi, true NaVi style, they're not rushing anything. They actually just sack 1 guy. flamie, not even going to get caught by that. He just shuts karrigan down.
Good job there. dupreeh will pick up the 1 kill. Device is going to be left alone with the deagle. And you were kind of hoping that he'd get that shot right, but
I love deagle 1-shots.
Yeah, not going to happen this time around. 3rd round coming up, and yeah, I mean, you said they're going to buy in the 4th round. Definitely imagine that they will.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the maps where we can use double ops.
27-1.
Wow.
What was that?
Don't even know. But okay, then.
Someone predicting Guardian's final scoreline. I mean, that's actually something that we, maybe didn't touch too much on, but this is one of those maps where Guardian can, like, realistically drop 30 or 40 kills, and then it's hard to keep up no matter who you are.
Well, flamie seems to be warming up already. He had a bit of a slow start on Mirage, and he wasn't really present on train, but he's able to open things up. But a great pop flash there sets it up for dupreeh with that 5-7 to go to town once again. Seized and flamie gone. It's going to be Zeus, Guardian, and Edward, the last 3 alive here for NaVi. And Edward strikes down cajunb. So Xyp9x here on CT slope, going to allow them to get up onto that bomb site, and Guardian now going to be looking to take that fight. He's got that scout out, but he's not going to find any targets just yet. Xyp9x playing it very patiently here, allowing for his teammates to rotate around and perhaps find more kills. dupreeh with the AK will get shut down finally. Guardian putting an end to it, and NaVi recovering in the end. But what is this, dude? karrigan coming up on Cat.
Yeah, but it's a good plant though, and Guardian actually didn't have a scout. He picked up AK.
Oh, you cheeky bugger,
Cat. Oh,
you cheeky bugger.
Oh no.
Oh no, what is, okay, hold on, can't make too much noise here. Guardian, is he realizing this? Guardian, what's going on? Guardian, he's not gonna have time to stop this! What a play, and he gets the kill at the end!
Wow.
Oh, that is a shame.
Well then.
Fifth, how good of a plant was it? On a
scale of 1 to 10, it could have been better. These 2 kills just opened up the whole round, and obviously, like Device, not having armor, he actually needed to hit that 1-tap right away.
Oh, that's impressive stuff, and that's going to set it up perfectly here for TSM.
Stop it, can you hand me my glasses over there?
Are you serious?
I have a hard time seeing.
I see what you're doing.
I don't have any. Okay, I'm kidding. You have to look around.
Actually, like looking around now, like rummaging.
Glasses? Like strike to salvage the situation.
Outright panic.
If you're flying best actor.
Yeah.
Well, into the 4th round. It's not that much equipment here for NaVi, but they do have the AWP, limited grenades, and a Galil in play as well. Trying to see if they can make their way into middle and maybe pick off someone in the CT spawn, but they do get spotted with that sneaky jump there, dupreeh. And there's something TSM, they love playing in that window. So many teams have realized this by now, so you can see that NaVi are just, ready and waiting if someone's going to come and peek. 40-some seconds left, bomb still in middle, and a pretty good hold here, especially as Device gets that kill on Siege. That's going to make things very difficult.
Oh, there it is. Guardian strikes down cajunb. That was at cross. dupreeh still holding ready and waiting to see if anybody's going to try to attempt to push up to that B site. And NaVi currently looking for a different way in, and it's going to be Xyp9x missing the shot. Clear shot there. That should have been a freebie, but he's not going to get it right. Goes for the mad spray and misses that as well. Xyp9x, what's happening? Man advantage now for NaVi. He's got the man pinned down behind Gandalf, but he is taking big damage here. Finally gets the peekaboo kill, and he's looking for the follow-up as well. Zeus going to be leaping out in the open, and karrigan not going to hit that shot. It's going to come down to Device now here to save the day. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds. It's ticking down, and the bomb just barely gets up onto the site in time. Wow. Can't cut it much closer than that.
Device now going to be rushing in onto Catwalk. He doesn't get the shot midair. If he hit one bullet there, Egor would have been gone. And that's a round for NaVi. And I would see a completely uncharacteristic mess up there from Sipnix. He's usually like one of the most solid players on this team when it comes to stuff like that. But that was definitely a very, very expensive screw up.
Yeah. You're not getting that kill there. Just costing the round. You saw it 1 second left to completely, obviously NaVi style. It's like Zeus had that play. It's like, we led to the 1 second left. I sound French. I don't even know why I'm sound French.
No,
he's not French.
I approve. Don't worry. You're right, man.
Putting TSM in a very awkward situation.
Well, isn't that usually how it goes, right? French is like fashionably late. You know, you'd expect them to get there at 45, but really they mean 25.
Yeah, well, you speak from experience.
You tell me, Semler. There's going to be Edward going down here as cajun will actually sneak out a kill. And that's huge. This is the one rifle that they have on TSM. And you can see him instantly trying to switch up his position. That's a nice start for TSM here.
That's going to throw NaVi for a bit of a loop. Now they have to start wondering, what exactly are we going up against here? Where did this op come from? They're expecting pistols, and that is the case for the rest of TSM. Still some nades here to use for TSM as well, though. They have those flashes, and we've seen how just how effective dupreeh can be. But there it is. Headshot from cajun, taking out Zeus. 2-man advantage now for TSM. TSM would certainly love to be able to pick up those AKs, but for now they're playing it safe, not overextending.
Does look like not. Oh no, they're actually going up mid.
Right into the waiting arms of dupreeh, but flamie is going to be taking a kill there. Device on 1 health and shouldn't be able to do much. But cajun shows up with the AWP, and oh no, it's going to be Guardian going down now. Sees the fall, and cajun picks up, what, a triple kill in the round? A quad kill?
Yeah, it was a quad kill actually. Massive round for cajun, and I have no idea why NaVi actually decided to go out mid when they know for a fact that cajun B is actually there holding. Just going up catwalk, they only had this one guy on side, which was probably Sipnix, and one guy all the way up in by the long pit. NaVi would have had no issues taking over the A-bomb site and then retaking with an op when you do have all of the catwalk control. Would have been so much better.
You're really wondering. I think these are the nerves that are getting shown here, because that's what we kind of always saw from Train. At least NaVi on Train, they were a little awkward. They were making some rushed decisions, and we're seeing a little bit more of that here on Dust too. But this time around, straight aggression from them. They will get caught in the crossfire, and Sipnix and dupreeh just basically splitting it up. 2 kills, a third one there for cajun, who was holding cross. He's going to pick off Guardian, and that's going to leave Zeus and Edward, the last 2 alive here in this eco round. No real hope for them to actually get a plant unless they can find another headshot here on Sipnix. And Zeus is doing the best that he can, but he will get pushed back.
That was a great grenade. Actually chased him down there, and Sipnix is going to be given a couple of easy frags there. So yeah, TSM being allowed to sort of buy their way back into this first half on a very, very sketchy round from NaVi.
Yeah, and not losing a single member either, so economy is blooming.
There are the drops, there are the drops, so now we get to see.
I thought you were going to go into making like some sort of joke, but no.
About the Danish economy?
Everything costs so much, no wonder it's also expensive on the CT side.
I have to restrain myself. It's going to be the 7th round coming up now. And NaVi back with the AWP on Guardian, which is definitely a key thing for them here. They aren't being given too many opportunities to get an early kill, though you can tell that TSM aren't being very aggressive anywhere pretty much.
Yeah, and look at the gap from TSM. Only 1 person towards B and 1 in CT spawn.
Very cheeky spot for that 1 person holding in CT. That's dupreeh boosted up on the boxes. We've seen this spot more and more. It seems to be a fairly common one now for the CTs to at least throw in 1 time a half.
Yeah, because you can see through or over the smoke. So even if you do a beast with smoke, you can still get a kill or 2 before they even realize, unless they actually pay attention when they run out.
This is the point man right here.
What I really love about this is TSM have 4 Molotovs left, so if they go for a retake on this bomb site, those Molotovs are going to be very good, because NaVi will only be allowed to hold catwalk as there's 3 people down on long. This is going to be a very tough round for NaVi if they try and go for this short plant, which it seems like they will. cajun going to get a kill there, and Sipnix picking off Seized as well, and NaVi actually falling apart before they even get into the bomb site. cajun going to escape, and that's all they have to do. They don't need to stop this. They can just wait, and you can see they're putting up grenades. Bomb finally going to be attempted, but it might have been too late here. Zeus, last man left, and He's inside the smoke, no chance. Actually, a very good shot there on Xyp9x, but he's obviously going to be going down. And yeah, that was a very well thought out round. I love the fact they saved all those Molotovs.
Yeah, and that as well. And again, TSM only losing this one member, and it's getting to the point now where it's getting quite dangerous for NaVi, because even if they win consecutive rounds, TSM will still be able to buy. And it's very unorthodox from NaVi as well, not actually taking any map control. They just took over middle and just opted to go like catwalk first. You saw there on the one round that they almost won, where Guardian was out middle at least, just to make sure that, okay, so you know, TSM, we're here. And you can't just bully us around like you did on that the last round.
You can't just rotate off. I still think the main pin there is cajun holding that line. And he played it so well, not getting caught on the cars, staying alive on long, that constant threat for NaVi that they have to deal with. Eventually, they're going to have to try and face him. It was very well done on his part. So TSM take the lead now, 4 rounds to 3. And it's an eco round coming in from NaVi once again.
Eventually, they're going to have to try and face it. See what I did?
Yeah, there's no camera, but yeah, we just like headbutted the table once again.
Well, Xyp9x with a really good double spray down. Guardian will take him out, though. They can't really put the bomb down because it's inside that Molotov that was put out. The Cajun with a good shot there on Guardian. It's going to be C's left in a 1v4 and hiding in CT spawn. Very annoying. Going to get an extra kill in there, but no bomb plant.
Yeah, I mean, now this round, I would love to see a B-split coming in from NaVi, and not like the regular one where you go 4 out mid and only 1 towards B, because you know for a fact that TSM are using 2 ops. Having a B-split where you have like 3 towards B and 2 out middle, just to make sure that the rifle person that's holding through the double doors to the window, he gets occupied. And then by then, you smoke off plat, and then you triple nade or double nade him, the opera is gone. And then the only thing you have left is basically a ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich, man. But those are tasty. So already, wow, straight aggression this time around. NaVi once again trying to go for the long control. This time it's not going their way, however. Xyp9x and cajunb shutting him down. And Edward, that Molotov holding him back from helping his mates. He's alone now here at long, trying to do the best that he can. But dupreeh, karrigan, everybody stepping in, everybody getting a piece of the action. They believe in sharings. Yeah, exactly, TSM. What exactly do you do now? Guardian, you're godlike. But he misses the first shot. He will get the wall bang into karrigan, however, on the second.
I mean, we've seen a couple of these rounds yesterday where the only way you win them is if the other team makes huge mistakes. And TSM should be routine enough, and they've got Guardian boxed in, and you can tell they're not taking any chances. So, yeah, credit to them for playing this reasonably.
Look at this setup as well. The man in pit doesn't need to pick because he knows that Cajun is the first point of contact there. Exactly, holding a car. Then he steps forward. Xyp9x getting a little ahead of himself, but then you still have the security in the back.
Guardian has a lot of time to work with. Like they don't need to do anything.
They just need to sit, don't show. His Guardian now, 30 seconds. Now he's starting to sweat. Now he's starting to run out of time. He still needs to get up onto that bomb site.
And he's already sandwiched as well, so it's not like he's going to be able to save his weapon.
Smoke goes down. Guardian going to use this. See if Cajun's ready for it. Oh! Try to pull fast on, pick off Cajun, but it's not going to work. Cajun not caught asleep this time. And TSM, they recover in the end, but that's now NaVi trying to change up the pace, trying to go for some long aggression very early on there, and it worked previously. This time, however, they got shut down.
Yeah, and again, you got to base it off of what the CTs have, what kind of weapons they have. They have 2 ops. So please do a B-split. Please, just once.
1 B-split?
Just 1. And then it's going to work, and they'll be like, God, Fifth Lauren, you're amazing. Can't believe you stopped playing. And then they will ask me to play.
And you being the gent, of course you say, yeah, in your time of need, I will be there for you.
That's what we're all waiting for right now. Glorious Fiflaren comeback. But this time it's going to be into an NA Counter-Strike.
They don't need my help anymore. They have Cloud9.
It's true. I'll agree with that. Crims was doing an interview saying that the Cloud9 are a tier 1 team. I definitely think that's true. Well, over at long, it's going to be karrigan in the pit with an M4, and he's got a lot of targets coming his way. This is not going to be an easy hold for him at all. Peeking up there, looking for a headshot, and now that he's going to really reloading, they're going to use that time to get a little bit closer. And he sprays 1, and Cajun is there to pick up a kill. That's a very, very important refrag.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, him still being able to take out the 1, that is so important there. Because now you see Edward, ooh, all mid-air gets legged. Nice shot by Cajun. Edward down to 18 points of health, 3 Molotovs. We'll see if they decide to have a barbecue here, TSM, because they are closing in. They've got him boxed in at long, not going to be able to pick up the headshot. And so TSM now, we just see them gathering more and more momentum.
Yeah, and we do see a tactical pulse coming from NaVi now as well, so good timing to actually take it. The only thing that NaVi has really tried is basically go A. They went B one time, and Garden actually got the entry on to the guy in CT spawn. So they just need to talk things through here now and just be like, okay, well, what haven't we tried? Like, rushing out long doesn't work, delayed or even fast. Going catwalk, cajunb is shutting us down. Like, okay, what else do we have left to actually work with here? And then, again, B-split.
B-split is the wonder, right? You know, dupreeh and Device haven't really been tested too much over there. The one shot that comes to mind is basically C's trying to take a little bit of a peek battle versus Device, and Device didn't miss the shot.
Yeah.
And of course, then there was also that eco with dupreeh got 2 kills, so
which potentially ended up winning them the round.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a tough situation here for NaVi. It comes down to Zeus. He needs to put all the pieces together and come up with the best play. When everything's broken, shattered, it's a bit hard to put it all back together again.
Hello.
Yeah, good shots of the crowd here. Absolutely loving that.
They keep. I think our producer is trolling us.
I'm not imagining that. That's got to be going out on the stream.
I hope so, or they're just doing it to us.
Just commit. Just commit already.
But yeah, so Edward looking in despair, or maybe listening.
If you're firing on a scale from 1 to 10, I think you're a 9. But I think I could be the
big
1.
Big words, bro. That guy's not going to make it out of here alive.
I'm getting undressed right now. That was the best pickup line I've ever heard.
It was, wasn't it?
It was really good. Didn't hear the pickup line?
I was too distracted by what I was saying on screen.
Man. Oh, really?
It's too bad.
But I hear it all the time, man. We share hotel rooms.
Oh, that's actually true. Like so he's like, he asks you about him. It's like, what do you think about this one?
Yeah.
I'm going to use this
I need
one.
someone to test it out on, you know.
I might actually go.
So does that make me the big or the little spoon?
It all depends on how far back into your head your eyes roll whenever I say anything. I'm like, all right, that was pretty good, all right. Well, 7-3, and I think we are about to head into the 11th round here with, a Scout Tech 9 army coming towards the A-bomb site. It's a bit of an interesting idea.
Straight run, and Cajun doesn't miss the shot, but then Zeus was leading the charge. He'd already been tagged down to 22. So no big loss there for NaVi. They lose their CT man, though. C is getting overwhelmed, and now it comes down to Zipnix and Cajun to hold the line here on the A site. Molotov goes down as well to try and buy some time on that plant, but it looks like NaVi will just be able to manage it. So a little bit of bonus money going NaVi's way, which is important. And shots here from that Scout Guardian. Last man playing peekaboo. Zipnix not going to hit the shot. It's cajunb.
cajunb has been so good this half. Just completely, yeah, sure, he might miss a few shots, but he's shutting down NaVi completely on that A-bomb side, just getting the initial frag from time and time again, and just staying alive, making sure that the rest of the TSM members actually are able to rotate back on time.
I actually think that's very characteristic of the way that Cajun is. I remember Devilwalk saying that Olaf Meister is a guy who likes to play when he's sort of, you know, a little bit upset, maybe a little bit angry. I think Cajun is a very similar type of player. Like once he gets just a little bit, you know, pissed off at the whole thing, he does tend to play just a little bit better.
So as long as he doesn't sell his PC again.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
I mean, that has happened like twice.
That's happened twice, right? Device, though, there we go, taking out Guardian, who once again will have no impact on this round. NaVi, they rely so heavily on him to pick up the entries, and he's just getting negated everywhere across this map. Cajun or Device, all of them winning the duels. But the man drops down into CT. Cajun puts the shot into the ground, but he misses the follow-up as well. And NaVi, man, they're hell-bent. They want to go up cat every single round, it seems.
Great teamwork right now for TSM. Cajun knows he can't go up that ramp yet. He's going to be trying a couple more shots here, but 55 seconds, and they know exactly where NaVi are.
And that CT smoke as well, just buying more time here on the rotation. It's going to be the pop flash through. Sees turns away. Is he going to get that first shot? Yes, he will. They line up, and he's not going to get the more than one. Unfortunate turn of events there, but they do have the backstab coming through, and Edward picks up the first man, sprays down the second, and this is going to put it all on karrigan and Cajun, now the last two alive. Edward doing big work, but the bomb is planted for Cat, and it comes down to flamie now, who gets the first spray, and he's going to get both! Double headshot for flamie! And NaVi, that's how it's done in the end. They're just stubborn. They will keep executing until it works.
Yeah, I mean, I can respect that.
That's Zeus for you. But also a double flank. C's already lurking in CT, but Edward right here, these are the two kills that make the difference, that make it possible.
Yeah, especially them knowing that they don't have long control, they only have cat, and having 2 guys long for TSM. If they didn't even try that, the chances are they would have just lost the round. So good aggressive play coming from NaVi.
A 4th round on the board now for NaVi. TSM though with plenty of money, they go straight back up to double op.
And now you can also tell that the Danish side is setting up, because they're thinking the same thing that you're thinking, I think, FIFA, that eventually, surely, they're going to have to go for a common B-split push. And when they do that, and they got the boost in CT spawn like that, they're going to be ready for it. So, yeah, you can tell that karrigan is trying to sort of read Zeus and say it has to happen at some point. They haven't really done it yet, so it must be about time.
Well, actually, when you're actually calling yourself, when you're on this, when you're on a team like this, you end up calling this every round. Well, watch out for B-split. Watch out for B-split. And then at the end of the time, you get paranoid. And then if NaVi keeps on going like the way they are, it's like, well, we're not going to do anything that revolves going to B.
Ooh, Cajun falls back. Thought for a second that he would try and change it up and hold over on A slope, but he's going to be up on the car once again. Spots the man Gandalf, annihilates him, flamie gone. He does have a man holding to help, and it is not necessary. Cajun hits the 2nd shot on Zeus. And sees Guardian and Edward still alive with the bomb plant.
This is going to be a very difficult hold. 5v3, karrigan pushing up, spraying and missing a lot, but still getting the kill. He's going to go down eventually, and now it's all up to Seized here in a 1v3. He gets the 1 kill, sprays, connects with another one, got the pistol out, 11 health left, and it's just a Glock, and nothing that he could do. Yeah.
The difference between this round and the previous round for TSM's part was actually that cajunb actually hit his shots. He got two great frags there. The previous round he missed like 6 or 7 shots when they actually rushed him. So this one first, I'm actually quite surprised it did not end up going down here.
Yeah, I am as well.
Here, look at this. He hit him once.
That's not good enough, Zeus. Yeah, I actually thought that karrigan was the man, but the smoke, the way it worked out, karrigan was too close to the smoke. I don't think he even saw Zeus there. So Cajun, just sick shot from him basically to save the day. That puts TSM up on a 9th round, and that resets NaVi's economy. This is just worst case scenario now for NaVi. If they don't pick up this round right here, it could very well end 11-4 for TSM, and that's just way too good for TSM going into the 2nd half.
I actually think that even if they just got 6 rounds on this first half, they would still be competitive on the TSM side. So yeah, I'm definitely a bit worried for NaVi right now. They need to win the next 2 rounds here and then win the pistol on the 2nd half, and then we'll see where it goes from there. This time they do take out cajunb, and karrigan will fall next. Great shot from flamie.
Goes down to Zipnix, and they're holding the line. They're not really sure because NaVi have been putting Edward, they've been putting Seized in the mid doors to pick off rotators. So TSM have to waste valuable time trying to get in position to clear out these angles, but they are finally going to make their way up to Cat with both players here alive, still TSM, whereas Zipnix still alive on CT slope. Not going to see them go past along though, and this is going to get very tricky indeed. 5 players still alive here for NaVi going into this retake, and Zeus perfectly positioned to pick up the first man. Device will trade, but the damage is done. A 2-on-4 situation. Device picks up another. Zipnix shuts down Seized, and we're back into a 2-on-2.
And he's trying to push up to the angle here. Zipnix is going to spray down, will take out Guardian, and Edward to fall as well. What a shot from Zipnix. And that is going to be the round. It was looking good otherwise, and the plant was actually great this time for the pit position there, but just couldn't deal with Zipnix. He's making up for that earlier missed frag.
Yeah, I was getting quite worried for NaVi anyway. It only have the 2 members live, because you actually had a smoke left on TSM, and Pronex is obviously checking
Tinder.
Twitter, or Tinder.
Obviously Tinder, yeah. You see that? You see that?
Swipe right.
Look at that grin. Well, you know they're staying a few more days, right?
Oh, of course.
Ladies.
Ladies. He's available. He likes long walks on the beach. Doesn't necessarily drink that much, but you know, if you give him a soda or 2, he's gonna be yours for the night.
Is he old enough to drink alcohol? I'm wondering.
Maybe in this country. But yeah, we do have a technical pause coming in.
What's with all the teddy bears in front of TSM here?
They're really starting to get quite a horde of them. I think that cow is for dupreeh. So you got the headshot on karrigan.
I don't know why you started laughing. I was expecting something way worse. Yeah. But yeah, overall NaVi, I mean, that round, that particular round, it just shows a very broken up NaVi right now. They even got the they got the entry onto long. Edward got the entry through the smoke on long, just leaving 2 members alive on the A bomb side for TSM. Opting again, NaVi go like pushing up Cat, just insta headshot in cajunb. They have the bomb site. They have pretty much all the control that they ever want, ending up losing the round anyway. So right now, a very broken NaVi, and again, we have still not seen a B-split.
Yeah, that's the main thing here right now.
Or
maybe the
second
time around. Second time around, maybe that's the charm.
Maybe if you shout loud enough during this timeout, B split, for God's sakes.
Well, you saw actually the previous round, TSM opting to take a gamble there and actually put 3 towards B. You have the Opera in middle, and then 2 towards B. So they are actually they are thinking about it now. It's like, the mentality is like, watch out for B split.
I think that what made the difference there, or at least as far as NaVi are concerned, is just Edward getting the opening kill so quickly. NaVi, they didn't even have to think about trying to change it up, but it's going to be a big force buy in the 15th round here for NaVi. They desperately need this 5th round.
Yeah, you see again TSM opting for putting 3 towards B.
They're waiting, and NaVi, they actually have quite a presence over in Upper Dark right now. Bomb is making its way to bottom mid, and this might very well happen. Although the bomb is still not committed, it's actually making its way up onto Cat. So still 4 players here for NaVi, ready and waiting to perhaps do the same thing all over again.
Nope, we will see the trap.
There it is, and now, oh man, TSM, they're set up for this, they're ready.
Yeah, NaVi thinking, Fifran might have been the worst player on an IP, but we're going to go for it anyway. See what he says, if it's going to work or not. It's going to be the bomb in upper, which is a kind of a good idea, but I'm worried about the fact that it's alone. If it goes down, it could be a bit tricky. There's Device taking out Seized, and they will get a swift return. dupreeh now playing inside the bomb side, and outside it's going to be Sipnik spraying 1, 2, has the pistol, triple kill, and dupreeh will take down Guardian, and it's not going to work out. They finally did it, but it's not going to be working.
Way too late. I called this 8 rounds ago, Anders.
I had to try and do something, and I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, no, but overall, very disappointing T side from NaVi. It feels like I don't know why, but it feels like they just kept on grinding the same thing over and over again, think that, it has to work sooner or later. But it really didn't.
It's too predictable. They're telegraphing it at this point. Got to give it to Xyp9x, though. This must have been such a huge shock as well, because they're like, yes, we pick off Device at window. This is great. It's only dupreeh. Only dupreeh here, right? Nope.
And even on that one round that you saw, the B-Split one, they actually didn't take cat control. They didn't do anything. They just opted to go out mid. So, and again, very unlikely for NaVi. They do like to take their time and do like to actually gain the map controls. They actually have more options. And you didn't see that round either. So you didn't even try to cause a rotate coming in from TSM.
Here we go, guys. We're not going to waste any time at all in this pistol. TSM just go barging out onto long. Fair trade here. They're trading 1 for 1, although they do come out ahead here, TSM. And the burst shots coming in from Cajun. No fear. Runs up, and there's the headshot. No, took a little bit, but dupreeh is going to be able to pick up that kill, and it's a 4-on-2 situation. Now TSM have control of the A site, and they're already in position to catch out the rotation. Seized, gets caught on Cat. That leaves it down to Edward here at long. Last man alive, trying to do what he can, looking for that headshot, clicking away calmly, and it's a long duel between both of them. But eventually Device tires of it, and he just ends Edward's life. The white whale.
Yeah, they're having a good time right now. And again, like you're saying as well, you're pointing that out, karrigan always at least 1 frag with the Tech 9. He got it there as well.
He's
very
insane
solid
when he gets that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so
very
good
solid
at getting kills with that. So consistent.
And since NaVi actually did use their timeout before, they won't have one this half.
Well, TSM, they're going to be sneaking into the B-bomb side, and they won't telegraph that they're there until they actually show up. So pretty good job that Seized even got a kill then. And Zeus showing up with the scout, getting the 1, doing the damage as well. They need to do something about this. flamie defending in the middle, taking out karrigan, and this is looking great for NaVi until, well, Cajun's going to be alone here in a 1v2. Look like maybe they could have got the bomb down, but now it's going to get tricky even with the bomb down.
It's very hard, and there it is. Run and gun shot. Edward manages to land it. No HP left there.
Yeah. So, the only thing for kajunb to do there, knowing that he has so low HP, is that you don't even want to try and fake the bomb plant. You just want to be sure, because by that time, you might be thinking like, well, chances are I'm not going to win this round. It's a 1-on-2. I don't have any HP to fight. I just need to get the bomb down so we get some more money in the bank.
That was definitely the correct call to make. Good to see as well, because probably there was a time where Cajun would have taken that fight believing that I can win this. Decides to go for the smart play instead. Selfie. All right, and now NaVi, they have the control, but TSM, because of that bomb plant, they're actually going to go for a force buy here.
And did they spot Edward running into lower dark? I think they might have. Look at Cajun, he's well away here, and that's going to be a great kill there. So just getting caught, and up at the A-bomb side, there's a bit of a gunfight evolving as well. flamie there, taking some damage, and he's got Zeus to back him up, and they're going to pick up the first kill. Zeus with another one, and Guardian goes down, but flamie's doing great work right now. It's going to be up to Xyp9x and Cajun in a 2v2, but plenty of time left, and Zeus to go down. Cajun coming up catwalk. getting a double kill. C's trying to run him down with the P90. He's spraying and finally connects. Now Sipnik's alone. They have almost no health on any one of them here, and C's just going to go down. That Sipnik's. He's been having so many clutch rounds since he failed that one. It's like that really woke him up.
Yeah, that particular situation where you had Sipnik's 19 HP staying in the smoke, just waiting for his teammate. Great communication. They probably just call, okay, wait, I'm coming, cat, I'm coming, cat. Ending up getting the kill and then leaving it a one-on-one situation. And Sipnik's, yeah, again, we called him out for it in the beginning of their CT half for not hitting the shots when they came up cat. But he's been absolutely amazing the past few rounds.
That's the big difference. Zeus, if he makes it behind that box, it's a split-second difference, but cajun was there to save the day, make the difference, and so TSM will have the full buy, although Device has been tagged down to 19 HP to start. TSM, once again, gathering up around B. They do have a man holding in mid to make sure there can't be any kind of aggressive push from NaVi, but NaVi also going for a very interesting kind of catch-all situation here. Two guys holding on the B side, but then they still keep one very close to mid to support. There it is. Nice shot from C. He's not going to hit the follow-up, and he manages to dodge out of there with 74 HP left. So now, well, TSM still trying to pace themselves, still trying to find that entry kill, and flamie not interested in giving it to him. He's going to take dupreeh's life. That's going to slow things down, although over-committing to mid, NaVi, they don't actually have any idea. It's too late to get back in here. Molotov is going to go down, and they're trying to make that jump scout work, but this time, TSM are ready, and they've got the site control.
Yeah, and because of like NaVi didn't have any flashbangs, they couldn't even flash in and go through window, even if they wanted to.
Edward's the only one with the flash. He's got the M4 as well, so he's going to have to come in through big here.
But they don't have the kit either. They're going to have to just run away. So 14 rounds for TSM, and I don't know. These last two maps for NaVi have been very tough on them, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, after the first map, TSM really woke up from this disaster that happened on Mirage, and showing a very good train, I'd say, overall CT side, and then coming into Dust 2 now on their CT side again.
What?
Did someone get knifed?
Yep, someone from NaVi knifed someone else.
Did someone from NaVi knife someone from NaVi?
Yeah, there was a team knife kill.
Knife fight.
Let's go. Not gonna help, man. You know, save it for when you're outside of the game, guys. Don't go knifing each other in game. Just lost $300 there. You also cost your team a lot in Kevlar.
Well, for the people that didn't know, you used to, when you team kill someone, you used to
lose 3,300.
Yep,
yeah.
And that happened to be quite a lot.
Wow, flamie getting shut down mid-air. That was karrigan with an AK as well, and they are just on fire right now. Good shot there from Guardian, and going for a couple of more headshots if he can, but again, the Molotov to just force him out of position, and this is looking horrendous. It's about to be match and map point, and if TSM win this round and the next, then they're going to be in the grand finals. Spraying down from behind, it's going to be Device with 2 kills, and Edward, not a lot that he could do here. Coming up from upper dark, but cajun will shut him down 15-5.
What can you do really in that sort of situation? TSM right now showing no fear, and karrigan getting the perfect read to open up that B site. That one jump for information. You think it's safe, but karrigan was just too quick for you. He was ready.
Yeah, showing no mercy. 2 rounds in a row, just ending up going pretty much all your members into B and stuck there with basically a scout and guardian. So
TSM are just showing off basically at this point, right? They're like, NaVi, you guys, here, this is how it works, right? You want A every round? We're going to show you what happens when you go B. But that might change because TSM, they're currently changing it up a little bit. Seized is going to win a very big duel here versus karrigan, however. So that's going to make things a little awkward for TSM. They have to worry about a NaVi player with an AK now.
Yeah, and I think Seized also not spotting anyone else on that side of the map means it's pretty good that TSM are switching it up once again, because otherwise they'd be very easy to read. flamie will go down, and that was one of the 2 scouts here being taken away from NaVi.
Still, after all of this, so it begins. Smoke goes down and upper, but then it's also one here to block off mid door, so that's going to make things a little interesting here. Keep NaVi guessing. Seized gets caught before he can make it to the back of the plateau. He was so low on HP. But Edward does have his M4, and he is ready to try and catch them as they try and run across. Not controlling the spray, just dances over and gets dropped down to 39 HP. This is not looking good for NaVi. They just rush in, attempt it, and Device, dupreeh both coming through. Xyp9x with the final kill, and TSM, after a horrendous start in this best of 3, will be able to clinch that spot in the grand finals.
Yeah, very impressive two last maps from TSM. This is how we used to see them before going into their break. So having a poor showing at ESEA, looking very solid in the group stage matches versus NIP and Fnatic. Coming in here versus NaVi, bad first map, but overall very solid performance coming in from TSM.
Yeah, I mean, they really came alive really hard for NaVi to do anything. It also looked like maybe the NaVi team just went on a bit of a tilt like that. They couldn't sort of mentally compose themselves. They tried for the timeouts, but it just wasn't enough there.
Well, that was, you can see a clear struggle on their part, not changing anything up either as far as what their strategy was all throughout the A side. Fifth Lauren, I mean, are you going to write a letter to Zeus now? Like, Zeus, let me count the ways that you needed to go B.
Yeah.
One, split.
Yeah.
Like,
and don't do the last round of the half.
Yeah, that was definitely rough. Yeah. But we will have TSM moving on to the grand finals. The second semifinal of this day is going to be Fnatic versus Cloud9. So I think everybody's waiting with bated breath to see if Cloud9 can make a third grand final in a row. That's going to be the big test. But we're going to go ahead and hear from the analysts now, hear what they have to say about that last map in the first semifinal.
Thanks a lot for that, Semler. And yeah, we're still in a bit of shock, actually. Now, normally when we sort of do these kind of analyzing things, and there's like a score where one team's got like 16 rounds, the other's got like 5. You're like, oh, that was a slaughter, and one team must have played really, really badly. But actually, I just want to give full credit to TSM there. That is absolutely an unbelievable masterclass on how to play Dust 2. They were just brilliant, and it's not that NaVi were playing particularly bad or making a lot of mistakes. It was just that they got absolutely shut down.
I sort of disagree with that. I think that NaVi's tactical approach to the map was just pretty much bad. Like they kept,
okay, in what way?
They kept going up short. They kept forcing short without any real map control or presence anywhere else on the map. Like you can go up short, fine, but like they weren't getting any sort of information or pushing the CTs back and losing position. So going up short's fine, but I think you need to be able to take long control first. You need to be able to. cajunb was playing out of his mind from the car position in AWP. He was there almost every single round, getting 1 or 2 kills and being able to fall back with a teammate along. They need to be taking long first, forcing him onto the A site, leaving an anchor down along, and then they can go up to short and kind of execute and use the utility a lot more effectively. Also as well, the caster said they didn't actually utilize middle whatsoever. They just kept being stubborn almost, trying to prove they could get onto that A bomb site. And for me, that was a big tactical failure in terms of Fnatic.
Okay. Why do you think they didn't use middle then?
Well, if you look at TSM's past games, they actually are known for stacking the B site, sometimes with even 3 players deep into the site. So I think NaVi thought, okay, usually they stack B. It's really hard to get the information if they're going for the B stack. So we're just going to keep pushing A. However, the problem was TSM actually went for the A stack almost every single round. If you watch the overview, they actually had 4 players towards that A site. So it was just a clear B site all the time. The problem, again, for NaVi was they should have realized there were 4 players on A earlier. They just kept walking into the stack over and over and over.
Okay. Dan, quickly, because we must get to the stage.
Yeah, the thing is that it's incredibly difficult because it's so hard to get information. That is the TSM problem on Dust 2. It's what they do better than any other team. It's so hard to get info as to what they're doing and how to attack it. So that's my quick thoughts.
Well, we'll hear from the victors now, and then we'll come back to this discussion here. We have got James Duffield on the stage. He's with dupreeh, who had a great couple of maps there for TSM. We'll see what he thinks about the win.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, dupreeh, congratulations, first of all. First finalist here. You guys must be feeling really good after that.
Yeah, it's great, especially since we kind of decided to play really poorly at the last event. Then it's really great to actually prove that it was just like a one-timer, and then we can just go back and bounce back into the grand final, so it's super great.
So between the last event and now, you guys have been on a bit of a vacation, you've had a bit of a holiday away from playing. Has that been really beneficial? It obviously looks like it's worked.
Well, the thing with our team is that we are a completely different team when we play on LAN, because everyone gets in the LAN atmosphere, or whatever you say, like everyone gets so hyped and everyone gets super focused, so everything just flows a lot better. We're still on vacation, actually. We're going to go back and have one week when we get back from FACEIT here. But overall, like, it's just great to see that even though we have a little kind of break somewhere in here, people just still remember what we're doing and kind of steps up their play when it's needed.
And so on the first day of the event, we saw you take down the 2 Swedish powerhouses in Fnatic and NIP, and now you've taken down NaVi. Your confidence must be sky high.
Yeah, well, it's super great. Like, NaVi has been playing super good lately. They have like 2 events in a row they won, I think, where they have participated, and currently they're probably considered a top 3 in the world, so beating them here was just like a good way of showing that we're still the second best team right now. So That's real great.
But although you have lost one map in Mirage in that last game, what went wrong there?
I don't know. We just got off to a really poor start. Like the pistol round we should have won. We did some stupid mistakes, and in general, like we just didn't play very well. Like everyone did not hit their shots, and the communication was really bad. But that's the thing. Like when you play best of 3, you just need to like reset your mind, and then you just take one. Like just see it as a best of 1 every time. And then that's what happened on train. People just started hitting their shots, and people started to communicate a lot better. So.
And how important is it that this crowd was behind you? Because you had some amazing support when you first came out on the stage. They were all chanting TSM, and every round you got, they were cheering for you. Like this isn't a Danish crowd; it's a Spanish crowd. How important is it? Oh, and there's a few Danes. It's like yeah. How important is it for you to hear that kind of support?
It means the world to us. Like having the crowd behind us, and every time we win a round, they stand up and be cheering for us. It just makes you kind of you want to perform a lot more when you see people cheering for you. So it's great. So thanks a lot, guys.
Round of applause for you. Yeah, congratulations. You are our first finalist, and the guys on the desk are going to go in a little bit more in depth with that game. And yeah, I'll hand over back to you, Richard.
Thanks a lot for that, James, and dupreeh looking quite rightly pleased with himself and his day's work. So just before we threw over the stage, we were talking about this sort of tactical dissemination of the game. I want to get back into that because I think that's very interesting, and I'm sure the viewers at home agree. So one of the things that NaVi have been doing so well when they've been winning Dust 2, and I know they did move away from it recently, Guardian said they felt they'd been found out a little bit and that maybe teams were kind of countering their strats on it. One of the things they were doing well was that short execute, where they could fall short time and time again. Both the players here have said that, you shouldn't be doing that actually. You should react and you should realize when the A stack's in and maybe be a bit more dynamic. But if you've got a tactic that you utilize and it works, and you've got a phenomenal record on that map, at what point do you need to sort of lose the ego and say, okay, we really do need to resort to a plan B?
Well, this is it now. Like, CS is evolving every single week. Like, teams are starting to realize that the key to winning games is countering the teams. Everyone's doing their homework. They know how you play. If they can see you're doing something like a certain setup or a certain execution every single time, they're going to do that. And that's where we saw TSM stacking A a lot of the time. And without the information or even gathering what's going on, if you keep doing the same thing every single time, it will get shut down. And so I think that's why NaVi needed to start being a little bit looser, working different areas of the map instead of concentrating on one thing. I think one of the key problems with NaVi as well is that there seemed to be a breakdown in communication on some of the key rounds. One that stood out for me was the 10-second full defuse on the A bomb side. Remember, there was the bomb was down. It would look like a long plant, but then they were able to get the karrigan defuse for 10 seconds. Just suggested to me, like, if your teammate's telling you it's a long plant and it's a full defuse for 10 seconds, like, there's something going a little bit wrong there. So.
Dan, something to say?
Yeah, so the thing with TSM that's really difficult is that the information you get, because usually the way you get information, the easiest way is to get information on middle. I think NaVi realized, because we didn't really see them foraying into middle all that much early on, I think they know how TSM play, that is for certain. So they also realized that the information that you get from TSM is what they actually want you to get. And that's actually how they play their game style on Dust 2. They have almost a unique game style in so far as how much they push that kind of play onto the terrorist side. So it becomes very difficult if you play for the information, but you maybe because usually you take a risk to get information right. But if you're taking a risk to get information that doesn't really help you, then that's actually bad. We saw that NaVi, I think, were a bit scared in a lot of spots to try to find out what was going on, because that will then make their push onto a bomb site in the end weaker. Because if you give up a player and you're trying to find out what's going on, you need to be sure that trade is for something. And so against TSM, they're just thinking probably that, okay, we're really afraid that they're going to stack 3 on B. We're probably more confident that the A executes are going to be much stronger against the stack than going for a B split, into a B stack. So I think that's some of the thought that was going on in their head there, and we definitely saw. I actually agree with Henry. It would have been nice to see more long takes, because that's actually, it can be quite risky, because we saw TSM very strong at defending long, and they were very good at playing the 2-man long setup. And NaVi did try a couple of times, and again, it didn't go so well. So I think NaVi just a bit out of their depth against the TSM game style.
Well, that's the thing about having Cajun on that car. The long takes become especially hard, because even if you get the first guy,
you need to do them later on instead of just taking the spawn and trying to force it out. Like, and you run into all the utility. You need to just take some map control, wait for the CT pushes, doesn't use early round utility, and then you can do a full long barrage with the flashbangs. And it's almost impossible to hold that when you've got 4 people coming out long, taking a position. Like, you either force them back, you're going to get the kills frag for frag. So, yeah, a little bit of homework to do for NaVi, I think.
Well, NaVi can still feel happy, I guess, overall with the performance. You know, you make it to the semi-finals of another big event. You've just come off winning a big event. So they, you know, they're in a good run of form right now. But let's just talk about TSM. I want to move on to individual performances, because I think we can all see there, based on how that Dust 2 map panned out, and indeed on Train, karrigan, of course, is doing his homework, and tactically they're going to be on point. But who really stood out just in terms of individual talent, individual performance for you? I'll start with you, Brom.
I'm going to say cajunb, because if you have a strong AWPer at that core position on A, it just makes it so much difficult to go for that A push, as we saw NaVi try to do over and over again. Maybe they should have tried to utilize their nades a bit more, but still, you don't want to waste all your resources on one player. Then cajunb has almost done his job without even getting a kill. So I'm going to say cajunb.
Yeah, Dan?
Yeah, this is all cajunb on the Dust 2. That is so important, that position. If you're playing a defensive style on A, the AWPer becomes the centerpiece, and we see it time and time again with teams that have elite AWPers. And, you know, for example, Skadoodle, I think, is the most impressive player I've seen in that position in the last week as well. So yeah, cajunb all the way.
And Henry?
It's going to be a clean sweep from me. cajunb as well. Just a standout round for me was when they actually 4 sport, 4 pistols, 1 AWP, and the fact that he can get 4 kills and almost bring the round home for them, like, that just goes to show you how strong he is right now. And he's like not really their main AWPer, he's normally their secondary AWPer. So that's amazing from him. He seems to really be stepping up. Guardian didn't really seem to have an answer for it. Normally Dust 2 as a map Guardian can be explosive on, he's impossible to contain. But for me, like, he never really did anything that important.
Yeah, I mean, cajunb's been in such a good run of form lately as well. It's not unheard of that he's going to drop 30 frags, maybe even more, you know, in a game. He's in a great spell, and benefiting from actually a prolonged run in the team, just stability. We were talking a lot about how in CSS he never really had that. You know, he'd be in a team for like 2-3 months, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm off to join the army, lads," or "I'm off to do something," and you wouldn't hear from him again. And then he'd be like, "Yeah, okay, I'm going to come back," and then he would be good, and he'd get there and be in the top Danish team, and then he'd disappear again. What he's been bringing to TSM lately is almost unprecedented in his career. What we'll do is we'll take a look at what that does for the bracket, which I'm sure you guys can all remember, but it's always nice to have a refresher. You can see there it is, confirmation of the 2-1, TSM beating NaVi, putting them into the grand final. Another one for them, and they'll be playing either Cloud9 or Fnatic, who are going to be in that other semi-final, which is going to start a little later today. So guys, I mean, TSM looking pretty good right now out of all the teams we've seen over the course of this tournament. Are we looking at tournament winners here? I mean, do we think they're that good?
I think the next games will be very important. We need to see what kind of form Fnatic are in today. Judging by those 2 games, we knew they had a weak start on Mirage, but they admitted themselves as getting on the stage, not hitting their shots, communication was bad. They've stepped it up and rectified those problems. I think we're going to see a similar thing next game. We need to see who's performing well, and we can kind of get a better answer for that.
I would actually favor TSM slightly if they're going to play Fnatic in the final. Just
they are Fnatic's kryptonite.
Yeah, exactly. Just due to past results, and they actually beat them in the group stage.
Beat them in the group stage, yeah. It was 16-14, was it? Or was
it was a close game.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that Fnatic are going to put like all of their energy in thinking about TSM. So I would expect probably the usual. I mean, they're Fnatic. If Olofmeister goes massive, he goes massive, and you don't know what's going to happen. We saw some ridiculous stuff from him already in this tournament, almost dropping was it like a 40 bomb?
39 kills.
39 kills, yep.
It's unreal. I mean, if he's in that form, you just don't know what's going to happen. But I do definitely like TSM.
Yeah, I just want to point out, we're talking like...
Yeah, Fnatic are already in the final, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I know it's
exactly. Cloud9 could beat Fnatic.
I think that they
if we watch
very well
the ESL Pro League final, where they lost 3-1 in a best of 5, but 2 maps one went to overtime, one was 14-16.
Well, we can talk more about Cloud9 ahead of that semi-final. We're going to take a break now, guys, so save the good stuff for later. Thanks a lot for your thoughts, though. And, of course, we're going to be back here in the studio in about 20 minutes. Don't go too far. Second semi-final here in Valencia coming up. Cloud9 versus Fnatic. Replay of the ESL, ESEA Pro League final. It's going to be explosive. We'll see you then.